Picture a Roman gladiator. Functional, powerful, ready to fight for his life in the arena. Now ask yourself, did he have a bench press, a cable machine, a leg extension? No, he had his body, basic tools, and movements that trained him to move, fight, and survive. Somewhere along the way, we forgot this. We walked into air-conditioned gyms, sat down on machines, and started isolating muscles like we were assembling parts in a factory. We got so obsessed with building muscle that we forgot to build bodies that function. Our ancestors didn't train for aesthetics, they trained for function, and the aesthetics came as a byproduct. They lifted odd objects, carried loads, moved through every plane of motion. The kettlebell is the closest thing we have to that original training tool. One implement, endless function. And these are 5 of my favorite exercises that have the highest return on investment to build a body that's not just strong, but actually useful. Let's dive into it. The kettlebell swing is the foundation of everything. If you only did one kettlebell exercise for the rest of your life, this would be it. And here's why. The swing is a hip hinge pattern. You're loading the posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, lower back, and generating explosive power from the ground up through your hips. This is how humans were designed to produce force. Not sitting on a machine pushing with your legs, but driving your hips forward like you're jumping, sprinting, or throwing a punch. The setup is simple. Feet shoulder width or slightly wider, hinge at the hips, grab the bell with both hands and hike it back between your legs like a football snap. Then snap your hips forward hard. The arms don't pull. The arms are just along for the ride. All the power comes from that hip extension. You're training power, conditioning, and posterior chain strength in one movement. 20 minutes of swings will humble anyone who thinks cardio means a treadmill. The goblet squat is a primal squat pattern that humans have been doing for thousands of years, long before squat racks existed. Holding the kettlebell in front of your chest does something special. It counterbalances your body and forces you into an upright torso position. That means more core engagement, better posture, and less stress on your lower back compared to loading a barbell on your spine. A goblet squat is full body. You're bracing your core, stabilizing your shoulders, and building legs that actually function, not just legs that look good in shorts. The setup is simple. Hold the bell by the horns at chest height, elbows tucked, feet shoulder width or slightly wider, toes pointed out, sit straight down between your hips, keeping your chest tall. Go as deep as your mobility allows, ideally below parallel. Drive through your whole foot to stand. This is how you build squat strength that translates to real-life movement. Kettlebell Halo is probably one of my most favorite kettlebell exercises. I do them in a dynamic way, as I was taught back in my wrestling days with Chechens. Those guys used to do this on repeat, and they were some of the strongest people I've ever encountered. The Kettlebell Halo looks simple, but don't let that fool you. This is one of the best exercises for shoulder mobility, stability, and core control that exists. You're taking the kettlebell and rotating it around your head in a controlled circle, clockwise, then counterclockwise. What's happening is your shoulders are moving through their full range of motion while under load. You're hitting the rotator cuff, the deltoids, the upper back, and your core is firing the entire time to keep your torso stable and prevent rotation. Most people have terrible shoulder mobility because they only ever press in one plane, straight up or straight out. The Halo trains circular movement. It opens up the shoulder capsule and builds stability in positions you never train. Hold the bell upside down by the horns, close to your chest. Keep your elbows tight and move the bell around your head, passing close to your skull. Control the tempo. Your ribcage stays stacked. Your core stays braced. This is mobility and stability in one movement. The kettlebell snatch is the ultimate expression of power, timing, and full body coordination. It takes the swing and elevates it, quite literally, punching the bell from between your legs to locked out overhead in one explosive movement. This is total body power. You're hinging, extending the hips explosively, and guiding the bell in an arc until it lands softly on your forearm at the top with your arm fully extended. It's a hip hinge, a high pull, and an overhead press fused into one fluid motion. The key is, the power comes from the hips, not the arm. Just like the swing, you're using that hip snap to generate momentum. Your arm redirects the bell and punches through at the top. If you're muscling it up with your shoulder, you're doing it wrong. The snatch builds explosive power, shoulder stability, grip strength, and serious conditioning. It's the movement that separates kettlebell beginners from people who've actually put in the work. The crossbody kettlebell row is one of the most underrated upper back builders out there. And the reason it works so well is because it trains the way your body actually moves, diagonally. Think about it. When you throw a punch, swing a bat, or pull something in real life, you're never moving in a straight line. You're rotating. You're pulling across your body. That's how human mechanics work. Diagonal patterns, not isolated straight lines. Here's the setup. Hinge forward at the hips, soft bend in the knees, flat back. The kettlebell starts at one ankle. You're going to row it up and across your body to the opposite hip. So left ankle to right hip or right ankle to left hip. That cross body line is what makes this different. You're hammering the upper back, the rear delts, the rhomboids, and because of the rotation, you're also engaging the obliques and the entire core to resist that twisting force. It's a pull and anti-rotation exercise in one. Control the eccentric back down to the ankle, full stretch at the bottom, full squeeze at the top. This builds a functional back that moves the way it's supposed to. And there you have it. 5 moves, one simple tool to build you functional strength that can last you a lifetime. If you haven't incorporated any kettlebell exercises in your training, start doing so. It'll go a long way. And if you're unsure, check out the protocols in the link in the description below. If you found this video helpful, click like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.